The DC-6's fuel system had basically been inherited from the DC-4, and it consisted of 8 fuel tanks in total, 1 main tank and 1 alternate tank for each of the 4 engines. In the cockpit, several levers allowed the pilots to configure which fuel tank was supplying which engines, something that on modern aircraft is heavily automated, but fully manual on the DC-6. Each of the 4 engines had a corresponding fuel source selector, which could be set to main, alternate or off. Now this was pretty straightforward. If it was set to main, it would draw fuel from its main tank, and if it's set to alternate, it would then draw from its alternate tank. But there were also 2 cross-feed levers, one for the right wing and one for the left wing, which allowed the pilots to feed multiple engines from the same fuel tank. This issue with complicated cross-feeding can be resolved through the automatic transfer of fuel from the larger tanks into the smaller ones, but Douglas hadn't designed the DC-6 with that capability either. Or had they? For example, to transfer fuel from the larger number 4 alternate tank to the smaller number 3 alternate tank, all the pilots had to do was to set the right crossfeed lever to on engines 3 and 4. Set the fuel source selector for both engines 3 and 4 to alternate and turn on the boost pump in the alternate tank number 4. The only difference between this procedure and the procedure for running both engines of alternate tank number 4 was that the number 3 fuel source selector was set to alternate instead of off. This setting kept a fuel line open between the number 3 alternate tank and the number 3 engine, but with the number 3 alternate boost pump off, no fuel would actually flow from the tank to the engine. Instead, with the number 4 alternate boost pump turned on, fuel would now flow from the number 4 alternate tank, not only to engines 3 and 4, but also back down the open fuel feed line from engine number 3 into the number 3 alternate tank.